Well, what else has happened? Jehovah's Witnesses came one day. It's very normal. They come and go around from house to house in between. But they came here one day. It was nice weather. I was out in the garden. I have something I want to show you, she said. And she took her telephone and she showed me a line from the Bible, something about pain, on her phone. And when she tried to make me to go in, said I could go into their homepage on the internet and then I could read a lot of things about everything. And I said, no, I'm not doing that because I don't like the internet in that way. I see the danger in it and so on. And I said, I would like to have one of your magazines if it is. You have one? Oh, she didn't have any, but they could send some for me. So I said, you're welcome to do that. Jehovah's Witnesses, we have almost learned from childhood that Jehovah's Witnesses were some weird people and that was some kind of cult, and it was not a good place to be catched. Or we have been brainwashed to fuck them off, or not take them serious. But I have always felt it a little interesting. They were sitting there on the street with this magazine, wake up, wake up, wake up. And now, after I have realized something more than most people think are really going on, then I have also opened up my mind for things that I have rejected and things I have not felt I liked, or things I some kind of have learned not to get close to. But when I have realized all this about codings and there's something much bigger going on that actually involved everything and everybody, then everything has become interesting somehow. So I open up for it and take in things so I can learn a little bit more what it's actually about. So I do not close down for Jehovah's Witnesses, and I have read some of their magazines before. I have got on the street from the people, and well, this lady, she sent me a letter. She have put this weird sign on the front. I don't know if it has any meaning. It looks a little bit like Meta, the Meta sign, but not completed. The Meta logo. But she sent this letter and she had used some paper with a bicycle, and I could have a feeling that has a deeper meaning. And I think that the bike is used to some kind of cooperation, relation, and working together between two. And we also know there's something called the inner wheel. So I think this is a symbolism for maybe some kind of partnership where two work together. But she sent me a magazine that is called A World in Chaos. That fits fine with how it seems to be going in this world. And then she sent me another magazine called Mental health. And she writes, it's pointing on different principles that can help those who fight with that mental issues, I assume. At the same time, it helps also those that don't fight themselves, but to understand will make it more easy for them to help those who have a difficult, who have difficulties. But and there it is again. But that was Jehovah's Witnesses. Another thing is that I have reached a point in my life where I felt maybe it was time for me to get away from this place and try to live life at another place, because it's not optimal nice. I feel comfort and I have an okay life, a nice home, but I feel I could need some new experiences before I get too old. So maybe I cannot handle to get experiences, or maybe I feel it's too difficult to move and so on. And so I have decided to put my house for sale on the market. And yeah, of course there are my mother's neighbor who has continued to create situations, and that's also what I have told to people. I feel some of those who have moved to this place, they are not a kind of people whom I like and whom I feel good to live among. And then there also have been something about an old friend who came into my life again, and suddenly I realized time after time he irritates me somehow. He gave me different kind of problems, even though he was actually also helping. But also now I had looked a lot into narcissism and what people put up about that, because I have suspicion about that's something that where I can find some answers for what was actually going on in my child case and why it has ended so bad. I am pretty sure it has something to do with narcissism and the extreme psychology that are in that. But then one day I realized that this old friend who I have not, we live at the same little spot in the country and is in between, see each other in the shop and so on. But after he rejected me many years back, where he said he didn't want to listen to me and my child problems anymore, then our friendship stopped. And we have not had any contact for many years. Then suddenly he called me one day if I could drive him to the job center. And well, I was thinking, yeah, why not? Then I could take a little trip out and buy some groceries in another shop that I normally do not use, buy things in. So I said yes, and I drove him to that place, because now he has become sick in some way, and suddenly he was in problems and felt lonely and things. I realized later it might have had a lot of to do with loneliness, because when first he has got his foot inside my door by me driving him to this job center, he became more and more like a slime to my life. And it took me a long time, because he offered to help me with this, and he had these things, and maybe I could use them, or so he continued, and then he was SMSing, and a stupid SMS with no meaning, just hi, and on my telephone answer. He could several times call up, and when I didn't want to take the phone, the telephone answer took it, and often I was calling to this telephone answer, and I could hear him say, "Yes, it's me," or he said his name, and he didn't give any message or anything. So that was really irritating. And then one day I heard him say that he did that on purpose to somebody else for giving him just to bother him. I was thinking, oh my God, he did that to another person on purpose to bother him. And that was exactly the same he had done to me several times, where he could call and we had talked and maybe made a deal about doing something. He could come tomorrow and help me with something, or come with some things he wants to give me, or maybe just he would slander. He is an extreme good slanderer. Gossip here and there and everywhere from about everybody. It was so extreme, so I realized, and other people I talked to have also realized, you could not say anything to this person that he would not tell to others. So you should not share any deep secrets with him. But he ended up to really become a problem, and that's also one of the reasons I didn't start to build my garden house, because he had promised to help me make the things in the ground so it could stand and better, so it would not blow away in a storm or something. But he messed it up on purpose. We had made a deal. He could come this day, and he didn't come. And in the end, after there has gone 5 weeks where it has not started, I said to him, "It's getting this week, or it will never be. Then I do it myself." "Okay," he said. And then, of course, the day we had this agreed to do it, he didn't come. He didn't call and say he didn't come. And the day after, he didn't either. And actually one more episode with this person was once, oh dear, now the time has gone almost again, but I just make one more. We do not get far with all this talking, but it's just what I can give to people to understand things and people's behavior, and when something with a behavior is not okay. But there will come much more. We stop here.